Good evening. Welcome to Politically Incorrect. Let me tell you who's on the panel today. Caught you off guard, didn't I? Dave Foley is here. Kids in the Hall are going back out on tour. Fantastic.
Yes, we are.
I love that. March through May. Good. Okay, Dinesh D'Souza, you of the troublemaking variety. You're a former White House policy analyst, research scholar at the Hoover Institution, and you have a book coming out called What's So Great About America? I'm not even going to touch that. When the book comes out, we'll talk about it.
That book sign.
Rashida Jones on Boston Public. Good for you. Mondays, 8 o'clock on Fox. And Jerry Springer, of course, more responsible than anyone else for the downfall of civilization. Give a hand to our panel. I'm proud of it. Okay. All right. So, I really don't want to do this, but we have to talk about what's going on down there in rural Georgia, where they found over 100 dead bodies, and oddly enough, not one of them is a missing civil rights worker. I'm kidding, of course. No, this poor guy, well, not poor guy, he's a criminal, Ray Brent Marsh, who was, but I mean, honestly, he's got a lot of bad press, and we've all let our...
He's got bad press.
Yeah.
Jerry, we have all let our work pile up. This is, you know, this reminds me of the Lucy episode where she and Ethel have to eat all the cake. You know, they cannot keep up with the work. And no, it's because the furnace was on the fridge.
Yes, and I know that if my washing machine breaks, I will just buy new clothes, you know, rather than make the arrangements to have it fixed, you know.
For years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
You know, it's usually the pilot light. I find that it's, you know, that's in my crematorium.
No,
but my question, I do, yes?
The kind of mentality that it takes to have 300 or so decomposing bodies in your workspace and look at them every single day. There's something wrong with that.
Oh, yes, this guy, yes. No,
you could probably defend calling him slow-witted, you know?
Along with other
right, no one's defending this guy.
So
it's
what's
a horrible...
the issue?
My question is, how big a crime... Because the problem they're having down there is that they never foresaw that somebody could even do this. Nobody even thought that this was a crime. So what they're... The only thing they can charge him with is fraud and littering. So... and the people are madder than that. The people who's... Right, okay. So my question is, how big a crime is it to mistreat dead people? Because some people think it's a huge crime, and I don't think it's a huge crime, and I don't think we should ever risk lives, which we do. We risk lives, real living lives, for dead people. We did it at the World Trade Center site. TW-800 was in the ocean. We do that all the time. We think dead people and bodies, just bodies, are sacred, and I think they're just bodies.
Yeah, but it's up to the person. If it's your family member, then it's very important to you. Well, I don't know if we got to grade which crimes are worse.
But I think
the fact is,
but I know you're saying that we risk, you know, still living, breathing bodies to reclaim dead bodies in the battlefield.
But that's not the issue here.
The point of this is that there's so much emotional damage. People close a chapter in their lives, and all of a sudden there's a decomposing family member or loved one in a forest somewhere, and you have to visit all those emotions again. And he should absolutely be charged with more than just fraud.
See, I think cultures have always revered the dead body because of the intuition that there is something more there than just a bunch of chemicals. There's a sense here that there's something sacred about even the dead body.
Absolutely
and
not,
that's
because they wanted them cremated. They didn't even want the body there. They wanted them cremated.
This isn't deep. It's a loved one, and your loved one died, and your loved one provided for a certain way to be done away with, whether it's cremation or burial or whatever, and you don't want that mistreated. It's someone that's very close and personal to you, and you're offended. And if these people are offended because they were mistreated like that, they're entitled to be angry.
Of course they are. So absolutely. No one is arguing that.
I just wanted to get applause.
No, legally.
Jerry, sucking up to the dead.
That's all that's left.
It's all I got left.
Like worse... I was going to say.
Have you seen my show?
Like worse things happen on your show every day. But...
You're talking about the legal repercussions. That he should face for having done something like this.
People think that there is not enough that could happen to this guy based on the law as it is. And I'm just asking the question because people do, I think, in this country, treat dead bodies in a way. I think, first of all, they said that in the last 10 years in Georgia, this is a recent thing in Georgia, to have cremation. Before that, you know, it's kind of like a new fad down there. Ooh, we could actually burn them. And these are the more progressive people. These are the people who are signing on for the new fad, burning bodies.
Well, ever since they wiped out what the Klan can do, now they can burn this.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Boy, is that silent.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
But, like, I know in Tibet, I think it is, they take your body to the top of the mountain, they rip your flesh off, they smash up your bones with rocks, and they let the vultures take away the flesh, and they watch that.
Well, that's the Parsis, they're originally from Persia, and their communities
what I meant.
in India and all over the world. But no, I think that's right. I guess all I was saying is it's not merely a contract issue of the financial expectations of it being. It's a larger cultural issue, and we see it even in the debates surrounding science. You know, is the human body just fuel? Is it something that can be instrumentally used for organs, for cells? Well, science, in a sense, says yes, but I think that there is something in human nature that holds back against that. And I think that there's a sort of wisdom in human repugnance that is being expressed here.
No. Not wisdom. Superstition. Because let's face it, these bodies were all around. There was no ghosts, like, knocking on the door. Hey, get me out of the tool shed.
People pay for cremation and for burial to close a chapter, for finality. And the fact that it's not final, I think there should be a much heavier punishment for that.
Just fraud. Are there desecration laws in Mississippi? Where is this?
This is rural Georgia.
Georgia. Are there any desecration laws or
you know what,
against corpses.
You know.
I am vague.
There must be some sort of zoning.
Well,
there must be a zoning problem.
There's always
all those bodies, right?
Well, they have all these hate crimes when there's the desecration of cemeteries. When, you know,
and corpses. If you touch a body, it's a crime, but not a dead body. So I don't know. Coffins, I think, something.
Not good.
Well,
not
it
good.
depends on how you. If you touch a dead body, in some ways, it is a crime.
Yeah. Well, not the way you touch it. Don't go there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And people do.
If I can just make a plug, that's Thursday's show.
All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. President Bush finished his trip to Japan today with a luncheon with the Emperor, Emperor Akihito. It was a perfect match. Bush showed the Emperor his plans for an invisible global missile shield defense, and the Emperor showed Bush his new clothes.
Rallying cry or nervous breakdown? Read Christy Blatchford's take on what Gretzky's outburst was all about in Wednesday's National Post.
CH Wednesday.
Oh, my God.
Turn up the heat with Will and Grace.
Oh, honey, we don't have a boiler room.
Amorous adventures.
Stay out of my underwear drawer. Nothing fits me anymore.
Romantic conquests.
Totally kissable, aren't they all?
And just the right outfits.
What about these clown shoes?
Those are my ballet slippers from 4th grade.
Don't miss Will and Grace. CH Wednesday.
Canada 2, England 2. 9.5 seconds remaining in the third period.
Okay, ready for salmon?
Just pause it for a second.
Goal. Here we go, the final.
How are we doing?
Thank you.
Face-off, won by Canada.
Watch what you want, when you want. Go. Pause live TV with the personal video recorder. Only from Bell Express View.
Are you totally obsessed with steak? Perfect. Then come to the Keg Steak Obsession promotion till March 10th and satisfy your craving with one of our mouth-watering dishes. The Keg Steak Obsession promotion. On now till March 10th.
go down the drain. At least your moisturizer doesn't have to. Stay moisturized, even through washing. New water-resistant lotion from Vaseline.
Thanks to the support of sponsors, my Olympic dream came true. The support behind this year's Canadian Olympic team is stronger than ever.
Announcing Canada's best Olympic sales event at your neighborhood Chrysler Dodge Jeep retailers. With 0% purchase financing on most vehicles, including Canada's best-selling vehicle, Dodge Caravan. Lease for just $258 a month, add $58 and step up to the Grand Caravan.
You can go for the gold, too. I invite you to visit your retailer and see the Canadian Olympic Limited Edition.
Supplies are limited. See your neighborhood Chrysler Dodge Jeep retailer now.
CH is proud to provide closed captioning of this program. For news that's closer to home, join Dan McLean and Heather Hiscox. CH News at 6, weeknights.
So you're not special anymore. You know, so you don't have to like, because people like pretend, oh, I'm a big shot. Well, you're not.
And sorry,
see, this
just
is
go on.
Go
on with you. I'm sorry. Hello? Yeah.
See, this is the point.
Right in the middle of politically incorrect.
There's a time and place for everything.
Is that people are at restaurants, they're at theaters.
One second.
That's because we have a anniversary show coming up on Friday, so I guess we're plugging it with our old clips. Okay, now talk about something that really does make me mad, because dead bodies don't make me mad enough, apparently. But you know what makes me mad? I keep seeing these ads for the Glutton Bowl on Fox, and I would say, if you have, you know what I'm talking about? They have a show coming up, I think it's Thursday, where people are competitively eating and stuffing their face with as much food as humanly possible. Speed over eating, okay.
Yeah.
Now, before 9/11, I would have just thought, well, it's lowbrow, it's tasteless, it's Fox. And that's okay. But, you know, I was saying to somewhere the other night that you know, since the last 5 months, I really feel like I have become acutely aware of that question, why do they hate us? Things do resonate. And I think they should for everyone in this country. Doesn't mean that we're at fault or we deserved it, we didn't, but why do they hate us? I think this is a really good example of why they hate us, because
Well, I think there's much in our culture that is disgusting, and it seems to have become a little more disgusting over the years. When I first came to the United States in the 70s, sort of the raciest guy on TV was Phil Donahue. Now we have Jerry Springer. But Bill, here's my point.
How proud I am.
My point is Americans understand that this is the circus. This is entertainment. You know, 50 years ago, you'd have dwarves and freaks on, and you can't put dwarves and freaks on, so you have moral dwarves.
He does.
We can.
Well, wait a second.
But
This is not dwarves and freaks are not a resource that is finite, that we are sucking up more than our share of.
Listen, first of all,
there is that is the difference.
eating competitions are not necessarily solely American. They do it everywhere. This is an international thing. It says on that show.
I don't think they do it in Somalia.
No, they don't. I'm not saying, I am not defending it. I'm saying that this is, if this is symbolic about our culture, it's not necessarily just our culture.
You know what? You are echoing the sentiments of the IFOCE. IFOCE, hello, people.
About the IFOCE.
That's it. I swear to God, there is an actual body called the International Federation of Competitive Eating.
International. Eating.
That alone is sick, and I hate them.
Now, I challenge that. Is there actually one other country?
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't...
Wait a second.
Well,
let me read what this guy said.
All right.
He said, the spokesman for the IFOCE said, it's not about gluttony, it's about competitive eating. This is a sport. We train, we compete, we have strategies and disciplines.
Now, I think lionesses...
You see when they bring in the relief,
you know?
It doesn't fit in there.
Only in America would we take something that is the antithesis of sport, eating, and say it's a sport and requires discipline, because, you know, lethargy just doesn't happen. Sometimes you don't feel like eating those little donuts.
It's just not,
But training discipline.
It's weird. It's weird, and that's why it's on television. I mean, part of television is to show things that are out of the ordinary. If you just want to see things that are ordinary, you don't turn on the television. You look in the mirror, you see your own home.
But sadly, it's not very out of the ordinary to have people eating in America.
It's not. It's a celebration of a very
no one
big
complains.
problem.
America's, major cause of
We are so defensive about showing crazy stuff. Look, when you...
It's not just crazy, Jerry, and by that logic, why don't we show a snuff film? That's not really ordinary either.
And you can't find them.
Yeah, well, some... Yeah.
They all turn out fake, man.
Yeah.
But I think that people in this country have a wry view of all this. But it is true that people looking abroad, when they see Dynasty or Dallas, or they see the talk shows, they feel that is America. So I just think people abroad don't realize that the picture of America that they get from television is a different picture than the real America. That's the point we need to make.
Because the picture on the TV reflects what the people want to watch and are willing to watch. So it does reflect our society. So when they see that, I don't blame them for hating us. Because what we're gorging for entertainment, they're foraging for scrap.
Because people like to watch silly things at times, that means that the country is silly. I don't think that's true.
Pretty banal television.
Why do you take
There's some pretty banal television in other countries.
Yes, there is, but I don't live in other countries. I care about making this country better.
I understand.
I don't care about making France better.
But why are we separating ourselves?
Who are we trying to impress?
Worse than everybody else?
Because we are worse. We are bigger gluttons. We are more greedy, and we do like this. Look, sorry.
I know.
I mean, to me, this is a terrorist recruiting film.
Because it isn't. Well, it isn't. It isn't just.
It's not going to be that. Let it be about the politics, not about our entertainment.
But
that's not
this is
politics.
A show that's about eating and overeating and eating more than other people.
Disgusting.
It's not just disgusting, but it is insensitive in a world where, for one thing,
well, let's no longer
where we destroy.
But also, I got an idea. Let's no longer have plays. Let's no longer have comedians. Let's no longer have songs. Anything that puts us in a bad light or doesn't show us the best way, let's censor that and not have that anymore.
There's a reason you're not the head of the NEA.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Television is entertainment. You're going to have shows that are a little bit crazy. Get over it.
How dare you compare this to art?
No,
comedians and music. This is eating. You said why not?
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. You said. No, Bill, your argument was that people are going to hate us because we enjoy that kind of stuff. Well, you're then going to say we better watch what comedians say because if people like certain jokes that comedians say, it'll
comedians
reflect on
perform
us.
an art. I don't consider eating an art or a sport.
It's any.
It's not that it
even though I know it takes a lot of training.
It's not that it should be censored. It's that
then why have a beauty contest? No more beauty contests.
Part of what we need to look at is why are freak shows appealing? Now, I think one reason freak shows are appealing is many people have problems and they like to see other people on TV who have bigger problems.
You all keep
That's why they watch your show.
All right, I got to take a break. We'll be back. Anticipating the criticism they might get for spending $100 million of tax money to promote marriage, which they're going to do, the Bush administration marriage czar said today it would be inappropriate for the government to run a dating service, and I agree. It could really take time away from their liquor, cigarette, and lottery operations.
The WWF takes on Fear Factor, CH Monday.
Can happen. out of the blue. Labatt Blue.
Backhand shot, 17, scores, Canada!
Here's to a little something called 0 degrees. Accept it. You belong outside.
At AGF, there's one thing we realize. Eventually, everyone retires.
Not a drop. Dry as a bone.
AGF, what are you doing after work?
Power's going out everywhere. Game's over, man. No, it's not.
With up to 1,000 cold cranking amps of guaranteed startup power, the MotoMaster Eliminator battery can mean the difference between life and sudden death. This is Canada. MotoMaster works here.
Last year, taxpayers received an average refund of $715. Did you get all you deserve? How will you know? To make sure you maximized your refund, H&R Block will double-check last year's tax return free. We can file an adjustment on past returns. You could get more money back.
She's the Lucy to his Ethel. Will and Grace, CH Wednesday.
Now, according to the Catholic Church, Pope John Paul himself, his own bad self, has during his 23 years at the Vatican performed 3 exorcisms. Wow. 4 if you count the time he commanded that priest in Boston to leave the body of an altar boy. I kid the Catholics, you know that. I was raised Catholic. It's always...
It's okay for you
That's always tongue-in-cheek. So, the other story that caught my eye this week was this bullying situation. Now, there's a judge or a prosecutor, somebody in Minnesota laid down the strictest rule yet. Now, since, as you know, the school shootings, bullying has been put under a bad light as well. It should. I remember being the victim of it myself when I was a kid. So now they're going to throw kids 13 and older in jail for at least a night for doing this. But the problem is, I think that, you know, bullying is not just physical assaults. That would be easy. But they say it's intimidation, harassing, picking a fight. And, you know, I definitely think that they should do something about it, but I don't know about putting kids in jail for something as vague as that, because...
Well, they can learn more serious stuff in jail then to be better bullies.
Yeah. They'll really come out a bully.
Yeah, they should be punished, but jail is, I think that's...
Yeah, because you can't really define... I mean, when I was a kid, I remember one of the worst things they could do to you was the old silent treatment. The old cold shoulder. Yeah. Where no one would talk to you. Now you're going to put kids in jail for not talking to some kid?
And also, a little bit of bullying is probably good for character.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Well, I think so.
Come on.
Yeah.
Have you seen the statistics about kids who are bullies? I mean, they have a much, you know, larger propensity to become criminals and...
Oh, no, I mean, it's good for everybody else's character.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's depression, low self-esteem.
It is. It's
They're
horrible.
suicidal, those kids.
Hey, I mean, clearly, it's a matter of degree. I mean, there was that poor kid in San Diego who was taunted and humiliated, and he went out and sprayed bullets on a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So it can have...
But if it weren't for depression and low self-esteem, there wouldn't be any comedians.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know.
But I think
and not so much of an audience for them.
No,
either.
it's true. But
clearly, there's a problem with the parenting. I mean, there's some statistic about parents who put their kids in daycare for longer than 30 hours a week. Those kids become bullies. You know, it starts there, but then the law has to step in at some point.
Well, not just the parents, I think, but the teachers.
Yeah.
Who, I said
aware.
this before when these school shootings happen, they act like prison guards in a prison. You know, they just let it happen and they turn their back.
But when the teachers and the parents fail, maybe it is time for the law.
Why? Yes, it may be time for, I think it's time for discipline. But why, prisons don't work for regular criminals. Why do we think in the world it's going to work on a young child?
They're early enough to catch it.
There are other ways.
It is in a way, it is a form of intimidation.
Yeah, but I don't know that we. Then we're bigger. Now all of a sudden the state is. In other words, that's the whole thing of bullying. It's the big kid picking on the little kid. Now it's the big state picking on the big kid. At some point you have to have education. Putting a kid in a jail for a day or a night. I don't think that's
different than they used to be.
Kids are different.
Yeah,
you're right, Dave.
with the video games and the rap, they enjoy prison rape.
There's nothing wrong with rap.
Kids love a prison rape now and again, just to take their mind off homework.
It is true that, I mean, it is true that probably the best way to curb a bully is to bully him. In other words, to make him realize what it feels like. Because, I mean, the idea of talking sweet enlightenment is probably not going to work. There's a pleasure
I said education. I said education. There's a way to teach a child.
There's also the chance that if you just bully a bully, you're just like raising the bar for him, giving him someone, you know, it's like a trumpet player seeing a really great trumpet player.
He's going to be a hero. He's going to come out. He comes back to class the next day. Yeah, I was in jail. By God, I learned some things. Well, and they'll beat the crap out of the kid the next day because he learned it in jail.
Where'd you learn that accent?
On my show.
Yeah.
All right, we've got to take a break again. We will be right.
Don't miss third and final round action of the Genuity Championship, CH March 2nd and 3rd.
Your turn.
Are you a Type S personality? Introducing the new TL Type S from Acura.
Canada and Finland tied 2-2. A marvelous tournament.
This is amazing. I know. Is your internet access always as fast? Of course. Oh, this is awesome.
From the face-off, it's back to the point. Shooting.
The best time to go fast is always. Order Bell Simpatico High-Speed Edition today. For a limited time, pay $24.95 a month. Plus, get a free self-installation kit.
Introducing the tasty new Steak Quesadilla. It's got tender marinated steak, a 3-cheese blend, and a special zesty sauce, wrapped in a warm grilled tortilla. Try one today at Taco Bell, and think outside the bun.
Hi, I'm Deanie Petty. Dermaglow, age-defying skin nutrition, contains a balance of vitamins, herbs, and proteins. Amazing products even for extremely sensitive skin. Ask your cosmetician about Dermaglow, the blue one.
Power's going out everywhere. Game's over, man. No, it's not.
With up to 1,000 cold cranking amps of guaranteed startup power, the MotoMaster Eliminator battery can mean the difference between life and sudden death. This is Canada. MotoMaster works here.
It's a Fear Factor Smackdown. Who's got the guts to win? Find out on a special WWF Fear Factor, CH Monday. Then, tune into CH Morning Live Tuesday for your shot at tickets to WWF Fan Access in Toronto. From the things that fairy tales are made of comes a mystical story. Voyage of the Unicorn, a CH Big event. A news tradition, 60 Minutes, CH Sunday. CH is proud to provide closed captioning of this program. Join Connie Smith and Matt Hayes for CH News at noon, followed by the issues of the day with Bill Kelly.
Equipment you need.
All right, I don't have time to ask a big question. I'll just restate one of my favorite themes as we were talking about bullies. Children are not innocent.
No.
Right?
Or even
I am so much of a better person as an adult than I was as a child.